Welcome to the Next Gen Future Economy webisode series. I'm your host, Gil Ponce, Executive Director of the Next Gen Chamber of Commerce, and I'm here today with our friends from Amazon, specifically talking with Cam Westfall, who's the Head of Product and Engineering for the Climate Pledge Friendly team.
Yeah, Gil, thanks for having me today. It's a real pleasure to be here, and I'm super excited to talk to your audience about Climate Pledge Friendly.
Cam, thank you again for joining us today. I want to start this conversation by learning a little bit more about you. Can you tell us a little bit more about yourself, your journey to Amazon, and the Climate Pledge Friendly team, and what you do on the team?
Yeah. So I started at Amazon back in 2013. And I was living in San Diego. I worked for Sony Electronics before I came over to Amazon. And I actually started my journey in the streaming media space, which is really interesting to think about where I've landed today in the Climate Pledge Friendly program, thinking about sustainable shopping. But starting my journey in media, I thought was really interesting, and that's honestly, it's kind of the beauty of what Amazon provides. It allows you to take these skills that you've learned and these skills that you developed and start to put them into new passion areas. And for me, coming into sustainability has really been a journey and an evolving passion for me. So, I spent a lot of time thinking about how I can make products more discoverable on our stores. And to do that, we don't have a limited shelf of products like a brick and mortar store does. And so to really cut through the clutter, we take on some very specific tactics in order to make sure that customers can actually find these products that are valuable for customers. And so I started to work in those areas in a number of different teams at Amazon. But it led me to really think about how I can be a little more mission driven with what I do. I got the opportunity to take on the Climate Pledge Friendly program and really kind of lead the overarching program. So I started in 2020 with this program, and it in general has led me to be a lot more impassioned about sustainability. I like to tell this story. I just moved to a farm where I live in the Washington area, and I'm now in the process of thinking about organic farming, thinking about organic certifications, trying to electrify my house with solar panels and things. And so the amount of inspiration that you get from working on a program like this is just tremendous. And I've been so excited to be a part of this journey as we celebrate 5 years in September of Climate Pledge Friendly.
It's great to hear stories about how folks' passions align with their profession. So, for people that just aren't familiar, can you tell us more about the Climate Pledge Friendly program? How it's evolved ever since its launch? Like, I have some statistics in front of me that I wrote down. You had 250,000 products in 2021, 550,000 products in 2022, 1.4 million plus products in 2023, and 2.2 million plus in 2024. That's an incredible impact.
I appreciate that. Yeah, if we take a step back with Climate Pledge Friendly, let's talk a bit about what we're even talking about here. And Climate Pledge Friendly, it's a bit of a mouthful sometimes, so I might just abbreviate it and call it CPF, and it might make it a little easier. So with CPF, we started with this notion that we wanted to make products. We wanted to help customers find these products that were made in a more sustainable way. So we said, what's the best way to do that? And we aligned on certifications as a really good way that delivers trust for customers and is clearer. And there's many certification schemes that customers are very familiar with. Think about organic, for instance. USDA organic here in the US is a very familiar mark for customers who are seeking out those organic products. And so we launched in 2020 with 22 certifications that highlighted, as you said, about 250,000 products. And the growth has really come from our focus in figuring out what customers are looking for and aligning our certification strategy, so the ones that we bring into the program, with those product types that customers are looking for. So we've done a lot of expansion into areas that customers put in and on their body. So our everyday essentials products, from sunscreens to lotions to toothpastes, and those are all areas where customers are are really looking for products that meet their values. But customers shop all different product types at Amazon. And so we have been really focused on expanding the breadth of selection for customers. And that's really where a lot of this growth of product availability for customers has come from. It's in us finding the pockets where sustainable selection isn't as present for customers and starting to grow that area. So we've done a lot of growth in our like electronic space, in our home space with furniture, in our apparel space with the clothes we wear, and we're really excited about the growth that we've seen in these areas. And it's really thanks to our partners and our selling partners that are building these products to these high bar specifications that these certifications require. So it can't be done without these businesses, both big and small.
I'm glad that you brought up the consumer perspective. When it comes down to consumer interest, can you give me a sense of the opportunity that exists out there? How does the program connect customers interested in buying sustainable products?
I often get inspired by this new advancements in Gen AI, and I even prepping for this conversation, just went to my favorite AI app and started typing in, okay, how are customers thinking about sustainability? How are customers shopping for sustainability? And you get just loads of research about how, Gen Z and the future shopper is going to be shopping by their values and for these products that are truly meeting their needs. And the Gen Z customers think sustainability is a big part of their shopping experience moving forward. And so, we see that in the program as well. So we worked with USC on a paper that starts to quantify the impact of these more sustainable switches that customers are making across the board. And what we've found is that when products are qualified for Climate Pledge Friendly, we see a 12.5% sales lift for these products within the first year. And this is something that has also been corroborated across other independent studies. So there was just one that was published a few weeks ago around from the Harvard Business Review that did a very similar analysis and found a 13% lift. And so it's really great to see that this is not just a one-off analysis that we're seeing. This is happening across different ways to look at this business. And each of them are pointing to the fact that customers are looking for these products and that it is helping to drive lift for brands who are investing in these types of innovations.
Now, I'm glad you brought that up there about next gen buyers shopping toward their values. I always like to say it's the literal example of putting your money where your mouth is. So ultimately, as it relates to the CPF program, how should business evaluate if joining is right for them? Are there specific products or product categories that kind of merit more of the badge?
I get this question asked a lot from selling partners, both big and small, and uh, I really like to talk to them about what are your ESG goals? Like what are you trying to accomplish with your sustainability objectives? Because at the end of the day, brands are all in a different journey, right? Some brands have been doing this for 30 years. It's a part of their identity, right? So the right certification for them or the right sustainability message for them is going to be a lot different than those who are just getting started on this journey. And what Climate Pledge Friendly intends to do is meet our customers where they are and meet our brands where they are. And so I think there's a number of different variety of certifications that you as a brand can qualify for and can get certified for in order to start this process. But you should really just work backwards from the customer, as we like to say at Amazon. And what is going to be that best sustainability message for your customer? And then in terms of the second part of your question, in terms of like what are the different product areas that we should go into. I'd mentioned this earlier. I'm loving seeing all of the different home and apparel style areas that are starting to pick up momentum in terms of sustainable innovation, and we are always looking for more options throughout those areas because it is a little bit a little bit of a newer area to be investing in recycled materials to build your products, and expanding the durability of a product such that those products last longer and they become more sustainable over time. And so those are the areas where I would love to see more brands, small businesses especially, diving in and innovating on behalf of our customers.
Yep, and I think that's important. And for any of our business audience that's watching, can you touch on the requirements for joining the program? And we'll have to get back down to brass tacks too about participation costs.
Yeah. Great question. Obviously, that's the big one, right? It's like how do I join this thing? If there's a 12% lift, I kind of want to be a part of it. And so once you've kind of figured out and you started working backwards from what that message is that you want to land for customers, it really comes down to finding the certification partner to work with. At Climate Pledge Friendly, we work very closely with our 60 different certification partners that we have representing brands globally. And in partnering with them, we are working on building processes that enable that whole thing to go easier. But at the end of the day, it's that work with the certifier that gets you started, because you're going to have to go through audits. You're going to have to go through the certification fees. And to answer your other question, those fees can range from $1,000 a product to $10,000 a product. Is what we see on average, and a lot of that variance just depends on the inputs that are required by the certifiers. So it is going to vary quite a lot. So I can't get you to a real crisp number on this. All I can say is that once the certification process is complete, there is no additional cost to join the Climate Pledge Friendly program when you get to Amazon. So the reality is that as long as we know that it's a certified product, we have verification that's a certified product. Your product will then receive the Climate Pledge Friendly label, the sustainability features, customer experience, and all of the good discoverability benefits that come with it.
Thank you. And it's one of those things I think it's incredibly important, especially where you laid out you have 60 different certifications that folks can choose from. Let's start with how do sellers start finding a certification body? Can you walk us through kind of the seller experience, what it's like to join this program?
So we have a lot of great information up on the portals that Amazon uses, so Seller Central, in order for sellers to be able to understand more about the program. We have the Sustainability Solutions Hub, and that Sustainability Solutions Hub offers you a variety of different touch points. So not only can you get more information about Climate Pledge Friendly, but you can get more information about other companies that can help support you on your journey, as you're just getting started into sustainability practices within your company. And so I would highly recommend customers and our selling partners to start there. That way they can start to get a little bit more ingrained into some of these partners and areas that are helping us out. And then, I always say, again, like if you find your best Gen AI app to help search for these things, I do think that there's a lot of great information out there that will help you as a brand connect yourself to certifications, and so doing a little bit of that research to understand where the certifications are coming from, and then going into the Sustainability Solutions Hub to really start to connect the dots and make that final call on, hey, this is the certifying partner that I want to go for. And then we have all of the information about who to contact and where available on those resources.
That is fantastic. And as the functional expert in the room, I definitely want to ask you about your thoughts on best practices you can share about joining the program and leveraging the CPF badge.
A lot of times the best practices really stem from, at least from what we've seen. So in the 5 years we've been a part of this program, it's the data cleanliness and the mapping of your certified products to your products that you're surfacing on Amazon. I would hate for a brand to invest in a certification, have that certification on their products, but not actually receive the label because the mapping doesn't exist between the products. So staying really organized on data management solutions, and there are a few companies out there that help with this. And again, Sustainability Solutions Hub is a really great place to start to see how you can keep your data nice and clean and attached to all the products such that you're getting as much credit as possible on Amazon. And then the one thing I would say um, about leaning in and leveraging the program is we've built a lot of really interesting experiences through our Amazon advertising platform, such that when you have a climate pledge friendly product, you're going to get some discoverability based on the fact that you're about a part of the program. Leaning into that even more and supporting via Amazon ads is just a way to double down on these investments and really get the best ROI. And so we have a number of different solutions out there from the advertising area that can really help bolster your climate pledge friendly investment.
To that end, I'm curious, can you tell us about where you're taking this program next in the future? What is your team cooking on in the pipeline that we should be expecting?
It's always the question I will get at the end of these. And I will say, I am so excited about the future of this program. We continue to invest, we continue to double down. And the thing that I have been most impressed with is how Gen AI is just rapidly evolving how we think about this space. There have been a lot of pain points that we have discovered along this process in getting a seamless journey from I've certified a product to it's now available on Climate Pledge Friendly. And there are a lot of Gen AI solutions out there that are going to help really, really streamline this process for our selling partners and make this a very frictionless experience. So I am incredibly bullish on the investments in Gen AI that we're doing across all of sustainability. And the other thing I've been very excited about is we have been doing more to consolidate and to make clearer for customers all of the different sustainability choices that are available for customers on Amazon.com. And so we started this program very binary. We had a climate pledge friendly label, and that was it. Once we learned from customers that they didn't really understand what climate pledge friendly was, kind of hard to say. And then you got down to the certifiers and the certifications, and there was still like Rainforest Alliance, for instance, has this really cute little frog that they put on these packages, typically like coffees and chocolates. I see that little frog all the time. I have no idea what it actually certifies. So we took a step back and we said, how do we make this clearer for customers? And so we changed our strategy forward such that we are showing a more intuitive leaf to a customer and then showing sustainability features. So we've mapped all of our certifications to 13 features that are really clear for customers and kind of do that translation layer. It's like having your own translator for sustainability on Amazon, which is really cool. And what I've been excited about is that has opened up a world of other choices for us to surface to customers. So, probably a lot of people don't know, but when you ship something in the fastest way possible, that's typically the most sustainable option. And so there are areas on our website where we are talking about, choosing a faster shipping speed so that you can have a more sustainable option, or consolidating your shipment so that you can have a more sustainable option. And we're now providing those things to customers. And one feature that we actually just recently launched for customers who are ordering a lot of climate pledge friendly products, we actually have almost a celebration experience for them, and we tally up all the different climate pledge friendly purchases, all the different shipping and packaging related sustainability purchases that they've made, and we talk to them about it after their purchases. And so we're building a lot more of those types of experience that help customers understand the journey they've already taken. And those are all going to be areas where our selling partners are going to be able to kind of lean in and help explain that message more to customers, especially with new and innovative products. I am very, very excited about the next wave of sustainable product innovation that's going to come out. And I feel like our program is set up really, really nicely to surface those innovations to customers, and I can't wait to hear about all of the ones that our small businesses are creating.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in today, and I'd like to thank our guest, Cam Westfall, for joining us. Cam, it was so great to have you on today.
Gil, it was really, really great to be here. It was a really engaging discussion, and I am looking forward, like I said, to seeing so many more innovative products coming out to our customers here at Amazon. So thank you for this opportunity to talk to your audience.
Thank you to Cam, thank you to Amazon, and thank you to our audience. Until next time, thank you for being the best part of the Next Gen Chamber of Commerce. To find out more about the Next Gen Chamber of Commerce, please follow the QR code or please visit us at nextgenchamber.org.